Hello, guess here? That's three. It's King Oberon. Fairy of fairies, king of kings, pretty of pretties. It's time for a new story this time, and it's one I'm sure you've all been dying to hear. We're going to tell the story today about how the Queen's sister ate the whole castle. That's right, down to the last piece of mortar, sopped her up with a biscuit and popped it in her mouth. Well, you remember the three little pigs, do you? And how they got turned into goats? Well, guess what? They are now working in my kitchen. That's right, the three little pigs are working in my kitchen, and they're making food for the royal court. So those three little piggies, well, they weren't very good, as we all know, but they're not bad cooks, come to find out. Being piggies, they know all about food, much like the Queen's sister. Maybe we should have got her to cook. Oh well, anyhow, so the three piggies, they've been set to cook for the royal feast coming up. And you can't cook fairy food without using magical fairy powder. So the three little pigs, they go to visit the Queen, because Queen Titania is the one that keeps hold of all the magic cooking powder. I don't know why, she just doesn't trust me with it, I guess, afraid I'm gonna eat everything myself. But I'm not her sister, so she should know better. Anyhow, so the three piggies, they go, "Hey, Queen Titania! Hey, the king, he says he wants us to cook for the feast. Yeah, he wants us to cook for the feast, and we gotta get the magic powder. Yeah, the magic powder. We gotta have the magic powder to cook for the feast." And the Queen, long-suffering as she is and knowing how the king likes his feast done, she gives the piggies the packet of magic powder, and she tells them, "Now you piggies only use 1 pinch of powder in the entire pot. Any more than that will be too much and it won't taste right. It'll have too much magic and not enough food in it." "Yeah, we got this. We can follow instructions. We're the best at following instructions. Yeah, we're great at following instructions. Nobody can follow instructions better than us." That's true. We are pretty good at following instructions, if I do say so myself. Because, when it comes to following instructions, hey, step 1, step 2, you know how it goes after that. Yeah, you finish all the steps and then the food's done. So the Queen looks at him for a moment. Right. Oh, okay then. 1 pinch only. Because she doesn't trust him, because the piggies are, they're piggies after all. And she knew what they did in the forest. But anyway, the Queen's got important business to do. She's got guests to invite, and decorations to do, and flowers to grow. Because you can't have a fairy party without flowers growing, right? That's what makes it so pretty. So the pigs, they go back to the kitchen, and they put their white chef hats on, and they start cooking. And one little piggy's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go chop our carrots." And the other little piggy, "I'm gonna go chop our garlic." And the other little piggy, he says, I'm gonna go get the flour for the stove." "Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go get the flour for the stove." So he goes and he gets the flour for the stew, and he puts it in the pot with the water, and he starts it boiling over the fire. And he looks around at the other piggies. "Yeah, they're busy. I'll go and put the pinch in myself," because he wants to feel important and all. So he takes it and he drops a pinch into the stew, and it smells it. "Yeah, that smells pretty good. Oh man, that is amazing." Another little piggy, he finishes chopping the carrots, and he comes by and he dumps the carrots in the stew, and he looks around, and his other brother who just finished the flour, he's over there and he's cutting the celery up. He looks around for a moment. "Yeah, I'm gonna add a pinch of the powder to the stew so it'll be good. I'm gonna be the important one to put it in there." So he puts a pinch of powder in the stew. Now guess what? There's 2 pinches of powder in the stew. That's right, so it's smelling really strong right now. So he goes off, starts working on the potatoes now. So the third piggy, he comes over and he puts what he's been working on in the stew, the garlic, and he looks around at his brothers. "Yeah, I guess nobody's put the powder in the stew yet. I'm gonna be the one to put the powder in the stew." So he puts a pinch of powder in the stew. Well, now there's 3 pinches of powder in the stew, and you can smell it all over the castle. Ugh, it's strong. Smells good, but only if you're really, really far away. So the three piggies, they're going, hey, hey. Well, what does that smell? Hey, it smells really strange. It smells magical. Yeah, it do smell a little magical and stuff. Wait a minute. You didn't put any powder in there, did you? I put a pinch in. I put a pinch in. I put a pinch in too. Wait a minute. Wait. So we all put a pinch in? Yeah, well, I'm the best cook. I should have put the first pinch in. No. I'm the best cook. I should have put the pinch in. No. I'm the best cook. I should have been the one to put the pinch in. And so the piggies, they each grab for the bag at the same time. And they're fighting over the bag. It's my bag. Give it to me. No, it's my bag. The queen gave it to me. Give it to me. No, it's my bag. Give it to me. And they're fighting over the powder. And the next thing you know, guess what? The bag ripped. That's right. The entire contents of the magic baking powder fell straight into the stew pot. And the piggies look all like, hey, that wasn't me. No, hey, that wasn't me. I didn't do. You shouldn't have pulled so hard. That's why it ripped right now. No. You're not going to blame this on me. I ain't going to be a goat again. I am not doing it. I hate eating hay. And the piggies, they run out of the kitchen. And meanwhile, they're running out of the kitchen, and the pot starts bubbling. And it starts boiling. And you can see steam rising off of it. And the smell is getting through the entire castle. That's what you call permeating. That means it's getting through everything. You can smell it through roses, through goat feet, the whole thing. It's even stronger than onions. So you can smell the magic stew bubbling and boiling in the kitchen. And sure enough, wouldn't you know it, the stew pot, all of a sudden, and it spews stew all over the entire castle. It's everywhere. It's in the sink. It's in the garden. It's in the queen's sewing room. It got on everything. Well, you know who loves fairy cooking more than the king? There is only one fairy that loves fairy cooking more than the king. And that's the queen's sister. That's right, the troll. So the queen's sister, mind you, she's not supposed to come by till Christmas now. And we didn't invite her to the feast this time on account of she's been sick. And maybe her invitation got lost somewhere or accidentally sent to the Human King. Anyhow, so she starts smelling up in the air. What is that I smell? Oh, it's fairy powder! And she starts cackling and skittering and scratching her claws all around, and she grabs her best greasy cloak and she throws it over her big mealy humped shoulders, and she powders her moles on her face because she knows she's coming to the castle to eat. And she comes running as fast as the queen's sister can run. So basically she's rolling, and she goes rolling over hill and dale, and she arrives at the castle. And the smell is so strong. All the fairies in the castle, including yourself, King Oberon here. And I'm like, oh, great woman. Man, the mess in the castle. It's everywhere. That's too much fairy powder even for me. And Queen Titania's like, I don't know what happened. I gave it to the pigs. Oh, you gave the pigs the fairy powder. You just gave them a pinch, right? No, I gave them the whole bag. I knew right then about what had probably happened, because they're the piggies and they're greedy little monsters. Piggies! Oh, piggies! And the piggies, they showed up, and they're like, oh, hey, it wasn't me, I didn't do it, it was my brother. No, I didn't do it, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. So the piggies, of course, are saying none of them have done it. Meanwhile, the queen's sister is getting closer to the castle. You ever seen a shark fin through water? Well, that's the queen's hairdo. The queen's sister's hairdo, you can see it going through the clovers, getting closer to the castle. And she starts circling the castle like a shark. And you can hear her claws clicking and clacking. And she's drooling. Yeah. Because that's what the queen sister does when she's getting hungry. And next thing you knew, she jumped on the castle. And she starts eating it. Bricks and all. And we're all running for cover because she's in a feeding frenzy. And there's no stopping the queen's sister when she's in a feeding frenzy unless you knock her out. And I wasn't about to go after that thing with all that fairy powder all over the place. And so there she is, gobbling the castle, eating it. Bricks and mortar and grass and things flying everywhere. The piggies are running, fleeing for their lives because they're afraid they're going to be next on the menu. And she gobbled the castle up down to the very last stone. And she took a biscuit from the kitchen and she sopped the mortar up with it and she popped it in her mouth and she fell back over. I'm so full. And she fell asleep right there in the ruins of what used to be my favourite castle. So finally, after many hours of gathering everyone up, I finally got the 3 piggies back and I found out what happened. I said, piggies, what happened? And of course the piggies, want me, I ain't doing it, want me. Arguing back and forth and over and over. I finally got the story out of them. Found out that the 3 little piggies had burst the bag of magic powder and dropped it into the stew pot. So, guess what I made the piggies do? That's 3. Guess what, piggies? Since you like to build so much and you built 3 houses in the forest, guess what you get to do? Oh, no, not that. The whole thing? That's right, the whole castle. You gotta build the whole castle and make it just as good as it was before. And the piggies, puffed up with pride because they're piggies. Hey, I'm the best builder. I mean, I did build a house out of straw, and that's a pretty impressive accomplishment. I made mine out of wood, and I'm really good at building out of wood. I'm the best. I made mine out of stone, and only King Oberon could get us out of that. Hey, guess what, piggies? You got to work together this time and follow instructions because the queen's going to give you plans for the castle. Don't you mess it up this time like you did the stew. Hey, we're great at following directions. I mean, look at it. We made a great stew. Even the queen's sister loved it. Piggies. Hey, we'll follow every instruction one by one to make sure it gets done right. Yeah, we got this. We're the best builders ever. It's right. On a scale of like 1 to 10, we're probably, 12s at least. Maybe 13s. Isn't 13 an unlucky number? No. That's that other number, 14. Hey, okay, piggies. And so the piggies spent the summer rebuilding the castle. Well, that's it for the story of how the queen's sister ate the entire castle. So what did we learn about that today? That's right. It's a good idea to follow instructions. Otherwise, you may make a mistake and the queen's sister will come and eat your whole house. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.